You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information. The views and opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily represent those of the network, its advertisers, owners, or sponsors.
Thanks for listening. What's going on? This is the IT and the D Show, episode 245. Guests this week include, we have in-house the team from Merit. We have the Chief Information Security Officer, the CISO, Jason Brown, in the house. And we also have Pierrette Dagg in the house, who is the marketing queen, talking about the Michigan Cyber Range, all the cool stuff going on and some trends going on in the security market. Definitely hang on for that.
And guess where they're going to be?
At Penguicon.
They're going to be at Penguicon this weekend.
What's this Penguicon you speak of?
I don't know. We've never talked about it before.
No?
It's a brand new topic.
Merit is also we'll be talking about the Capture the Flag that they're running. And we have more stories this week than we've ever compiled for a show, so this should be a fun one.
Oh,
Dave,
absolutely.
Dave, you may fire when ready.
You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Following program is intended for mature audiences.
I'm Wyatt, that's Gary, you're Bob, and you're Dave. This is the IT and the D Show.
This is Max Headroom. And what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
This is Billy D. Williams. Bob and Dave and I are enjoying a Colt 45 right now. And remember, IT in the D, it works every time.
Just where do you guys think you are?
The Library of Congress?
Detroit? Beyond the sun?
Any of those right?
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come! Shut up!
Hi, this is Christy Swanson, and you're listening to the IT in the D Show. And Bob and Dave touch my hoo-hoos.
What happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bumhole?
Exactly. Come on. What the hell with this? I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the show.
This is Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley, and the only two guys I hate more than Dinesh are Bob and Dave. Suck it, guys.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT and the D Show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the beat off.
Hi, this is Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science. So, Bob and Dave, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Are we at a break yet?
Hey everybody, this is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. You're listening to IT and the D. And if you want to get your money's worth, stay right here. And remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to IT and the D. All you nerds out there.
Nerds.
Nerds.
What is a nerd?
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Hey, Detroit, this is Anthony Michael Hall. You're listening to my buddies Bob and Dave on IT in the D.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Pump Pump. The IT and the D Show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
Hey, what up? This is Jay Muse, and you're listening to the IT and D Show. Snooch to the nooch. Listen, Muse, Snoogans.
Hey, everybody, this is Tony Todd. What's happening? You may know me from Candyman, The Rock, Sushi Girls, Zoom, Night of the Living Dead, a lot of pop culture media madness. Anyway, you're listening to IT in the D Show business.
I'm totally into Dave, but not so much Bob.
This is Robert Hayes, the Ted Stryker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo bar, I'm listening to the IT and the D Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Hi, this is David Kay, the voice of Megatron from Beast Wars. Excellent, yes.
And, of course, Clank from Ratchet and Clank.
And Grandpa Max from the new Ben 10. Yes, Professor Xavier from X-Men Evolution. Storm! Logan, where is Storm? Storm! Come here, Storm. Sit on my lap, Storm. Yes. You're listening to IT and the D. Don't go away.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the IT and the D Show. Tough guy. Oh!
Hi, this is Bruce Pritchard. You're listening to, what the hell, the IT and the D Show? What kind of name is that? But just in case you were wondering, I do love you.
So,
What would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Sir, had you better buckle up? Buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
What's going on? How's it going? This is episode 245 of the one and only IT and the D Show.
Episode 245 of why we should leave the mics rolling or have a recorder in the room when the mics are off.
We are broadcasting live here in Studio One in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. My notebook is full of delicious falling down beer. That is Dave the Geek. Nuri the FNG's in the house, as is Randy. I do the Twitter's Walker. Find us online, itinthed.com. Do us a favor. Give us a like on the socials and subscribe to us everywhere fine podcasts are sold.
It's a good thing.
It is.
So I forget. Am I doing this or
Yes.
are you doing this? I'm doing this?
Totally.
Okay. So, hey, then let me hop into Read Voice. Imagine if your phone was the same as it was in the 1940s. Well, that's exactly what the technology you're using to clean your air was developed with the invention of the HEPA filter. Thankfully, Molecule has introduced a breakthrough science that is finally capable of destroying air pollutants at a molecular level. This sounds like something that greatly appeals to me. In fact, in a study of 49 allergy sufferers presented at the American College of Asthma, Allergy, and Immunology, wow, am I glad I did not have more to drink. I'd have never made it through that. Molecule's technology provided dramatic, statistically significant symptom reduction within a week of use. One customer even said she was, quote, able to breathe through her nose for the first time in 15 years.
Wow.
Now, dude, you know me. I carry a CVS in my backpack.
I think it's just a prerequisite for being an IT.
You make fun of me for the nose spray that I carry. You make fun of dude, I have.
No, you're all Poindexter from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Well, no, and it's the Sudafed. It's the, dude, I've got all the things. It's just real.
You want cherry or menthol?
Exactly. But, Molecule doesn't just have groundbreaking technology on the inside. It creates a complete and clean air purification experience from the materials used on the device, like its sleek, solid aluminum shell, to a streamlined filter subscription with replacement filters arriving at your doorstep right when you need them. Molecule's technology has been personally effective and verified by science, but most importantly, it's been tested by real people. Molecule has already helped allergy and asthma sufferers around the country better cope with their conditions and significantly reduce their symptoms. Dude, this sounds good. For $75 off your first order, visit Molecule. Now, it's not like the atomic thing. It's MOLEKULE.com. Molecule. Enter the code IT at checkout. Molecule, the air you were meant to breathe is finally here.
That's the one subscription I don't know why I never did was the air filter in the furnace.
Dude, I'm signing up for this probably before we leave tonight.
No, you have no idea how many times at the house it's like, my furnace isn't working. Why not? Because the air filter
filter has a poodle on it. Yeah.
I just want to go hang out at the bar at the annual allergy and asthma conference. This sounds like a bunch of fun people.
Like, that sounds like a wheezy good time.
That's AAAAI.org. I'm serious. Not even kidding.
I am. You know what? I am giving myself a huge pat on the back for making it through that read without one fumble.
I can hear the helicopter sounds. Yeah. Hey, by the way, open up your calendar app on your phone. Mark these dates down. They are of importance. What do we got? Tomorrow, Randy, we are in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, we're at Haymaker Public
House. Well, and when we say tomorrow, it's Tuesday, May 1st.
Tuesday, May 1st.
Because it's gonna be May.
Don't ever do that again.
If you don't play that during the break, I will be so sad.
It's not happening.
And then,
1st of May by Jonathan Colton. It's another good song.
Yeah.
May 4th and 5th, we will be at Penguicon at the Southfield Weston all weekend. 80s party. Dave and I have, I believe, 7 or 8 panels on everything ranging from podcasting to networking to
I am
job
curious to
search
see how the accidental entrepreneur goes. I really am.
I want to wing it as much as possible. No PowerPoint. I want to do as little PowerPoint as we possibly can.
And I know Dave and I are giving a panel on IT
interviewing
demystified. I've personally interviewed probably over 300 people in my career, and so we'll talk about what tech interviewing is like and how you can get better jobs in IT. I'm rolling sushi at 2:00 on Saturday. So I'm teaching people how to roll sushi at home.
Are you for real rolling it or using that like Nerf gun thing?
No, for real rolling. Yeah. And I'm cooking the rice in my hotel room, which is even better, right? So it's going to be pretty amazing.
Not in the coffee maker, right?
No, in the rice cooker.
Do you teach us as a class?
Yeah, totally. And that's the thing about Penguicon is it's all user-generated content. Like there's no paid speakers. Everything is just kind of the community puts together the paneling and teaches it.
So if you know, it's the whole point of it is if you know something, teach something. You know, like if Randy's like really good at bowling, right? And you want to say bowling for geeks and then teach people like the basics of bowling, like from oil patterns and all that. You get up there and you teach like this.
That's why I'm on the Flirting for Geeks panel because I'm apparently really good at flirting, right?
Or apparently you're serious, more serious than us.
That's right. It's much like Catholic school and me. We were invited not to re-enroll for the following year on the Flirting.
I thought we brought it real when we did that panel, but apparently
I just
not.
want to point out that I'm terrible at bowling.
It was an example, Randy.
Really? You're no good at handling balls. Who'd have thought?
No.
Oh, shit.
What else? So Penguicon, and then the following Thursday, the 10th, we are doing our podcaster meetup over at Selena's. Always a good time. If you're into podcasting, the properties of podcasting, it's demented and sad but social.
And it's open to anyone that has ever podcasted or interested in it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're on our network or not. Come on out and play. It's always a good time. There's always drinks and fun and wacky mayhem. And
so he's like, hey, you're that guy. It was kind of like this weekend. Dave and I were at Warren Big Brew. And a guy comes up to us and says, "You're smoking. You must be Dave."
Yep.
And it was like,
no, it's because you're wearing a Podcast Detroit.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and you're smoking. You must be Dave. Yeah, which is better than so. And we were at Selena's last Wednesday night, and some dude, I was outside having a smoke, and this drunk guy goes, "Hey, I want to be on your podcast." And I was like, "Sir, so number one, what podcast? And two, why do you know me?" He's like, "Oh, you guys have done meetups here, and you're really into wrestling." I'm like, "No, that's Bob." He's like, "Oh, you're not Bob?" "No, I'm Dave." "Oh, I'm Dave." I'm like, "No, I'm Dave, but you can be Dave as well. But Bob's inside. He loves to talk wrestling. You should absolutely go inside."
These conversations happen now. It seems like almost weekly. So let's dive in, shall we?
Shall.
My favorite article of the week. Randy sent this in right in the beginning of the week, and it's the very first one, and it answers.
It's like Casey Kasem. Yeah, this week's long distance dedication comes from Randy.
So
Randy would like everyone to know.
So apparently, someone at either Amazon sold GM or GM sold Amazon on this, but apparently now Amazon is going to deliver packages to your car.
I don't like this at all.
Hang on a minute. Help me with this. Is this going to be like Spy Hunter when we're both like driving at 55 on the highway and you like put my hand out and then you give me my stuff?
Well, no, because sadly you can only have it delivered to your home address, your work address, or other saved addresses in your Amazon account.
Then it's not to your car.
Well, no, your car has to be at one of those addresses.
I had these glorious dreams of like,
dude, I didn't even think about the Walmart
parking
that would have been
lot.
amazing.
I need a bag of Funyuns,
$6.96 at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, right. And there's like slap shot where everybody's hanging out of the bus, like handing you packages.
Yeah, no. So yeah, you have to apparently you have to hook your Amazon account to your OnStar account.
Like leave it on your hood.
Do people actually use OnStar?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I have the free trial for a year.
And would you actually have Amazon? Like, I don't want anyone looking in my trunk.
Well, and then it's a key
my car
app.
is clean except my trunk. Like,
dude, bodies.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No one's answered my damn question.
Wait a minute.
So it's got to be, you got to be, so now it won't just get delivered. You have to be in your car?
No, because you hook Amazon to your OnStar account so that when the Amazon driver shows up, they can unlock your car.
You get a notification when your car is unlocked, and you get a notification when your car is locked back again.
So with OnStar, you get an app. You can remotely
that
unlock
doesn't
your car.
suck. I thought it was going to suck. That sounds awesome.
So yeah, they just give
Bob, have you seen your car?
Have you read the article?
No.
So it's your favorite article this week that you didn't friggin' read?
Right off the bat, I'm thinking.
I'm sorry, all your notes were destroyed by Angry Beaver. So,
right.
Yeah.
Spy Hunter was all in my mind from the minute I saw it. Oh, so wait, so they unlock your trunk and they put it, so that way it doesn't get on your, that doesn't suck at all.
You have to have a Chevy, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac, or a Volvo, apparently.
2015 or newer. Yep.
Yeah. Put it in the back end of my Volvo. Like it a lot.
Hope you got a big trunk because I'm going to put my bike in it.
No, but that's for the people that live in like townhouses or like where this has been a problem. That's a freaking phenomenal
Packages
idea.
are getting stolen off your front porch
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah.
Now I got to buy
every neighborhood nowadays, right?
Now I got to buy a $200 ring so they don't steal my $10 book. Like, hey, more sales, right?
I did love, apparently people are so annoyed with online dating that they are hiring people to be their online dating persona.
I thought this was a really interesting article.
It actually kind of was that it's a job that like people will be you online and they'll be the best version of you online, and they'll write your profile for you. And apparently like they're like one of them, was it $1.75 for every phone number they got? I think the article said.
Yep, she says every morning she wakes up.
She's a closer.
Tinder, and for 45 minutes, she has a client that basically messages with people, and every phone number is $1.75.
Who's a guy.
Right.
That's the best part. Her client is a guy, and she's flirting for him.
That's crazy.
They're Vita's virtual dating assistants.
Well, I mean, people have hired dog walkers, and you have Uber drivers. I mean, why not as a service, right? It's time consuming. Online dating is terribly time consuming.
See, this is where it's funny. They found a job ad. And they're like, how the hell do you get into this? They found a job ad, basically people with good Tinder skills for a job as a virtual dating assistant. And they thought it was a joke. Then they pursued it.
Good Tinder skills.
I don't even know.
Swipe left to swipe right.
Right, exactly.
Wax on, no wax off.
Right. And they write like click-worthy profiles.
Yeah,
so it's like a resume writing service for dating.
No, see, like I can almost understand the profile writing. It's the actual interacting and messaging with people that I think it goes to a whole new level of WTF.
Isn't that an episode of Bob's Burgers?
It absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So there's been a couple weird stories about people getting jail time for stealing insider theft and for like hacking. That's like a little egregious when you think about like, right now, like the guy that hacked the Washtenaw County servers.
Got 7 years.
Got more. You could pretty much murder someone and get less time than hacking the Washtenaw County servers.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently he tried to change jail records and get someone released early, and Washtenaw County spent $230,000 to fix it. So what would have been the right punishment for that?
It's not 7 years.
7 years is a lot.
That's like that's like bad prison like time.
Like federal pound in the ass prison.
Yes.
Right.
That's not like, what are you in for? Computer fraud. That was
stealing
bend over.
$1.2 million of tacos. That's what I'm in for.
Oh, dude, that was the best. See, I'm sorry, like that was the best story.
You got 50 years for stealing tacos?
So guy at a Texas prison apparently ordered over the span of, 9 years?
Something like that.
$1.2 million of fajitas on the corporate accounts. Problem one, the prison did not serve fajitas. Problem two, he took a sick day the day that 800 pounds of fajitas were delivered to the prison.
No, the best quote was, it got to the point where I couldn't control it anymore.
It started off small and just kept getting bigger and bigger.
My stealing fajitas
That's what she said.
It sounds like a Saturday Night Live skit.
Oh, dude, that's what the judge said. I mean, even the judge was like, God, this sounds like an SNL skit. If it would, like, how can this even be real?
50 years, though, for stealing fajitas.
I
guess it's stealing from a public.
They were trying to make a point that it was stealing from the public sector.
Over a 9-year period.
I got nothing. That one absolutely just blew me away.
Again, I thought 7 for hacking was bad. That's insane.
Hey, so we've talked about our friends at WeWork every now and then. Did you read the fun news?
Oh, absolutely.
They apparently they are currently $18 billion in debt.
I thought it was
rent.
Hold on. I thought it was million, and I had to reread it 3 times.
No, that was a B, Bob.
They owe $18 billion in rent.
$1 billion in rent. Yes.
Good. How do you even rent for $18 billion?
But their valuation's probably like $40 billion.
Whatever.
right?
Who cares?
And they just bought Meetup.com.
What?
Oh, there
great.
goes.
That means Meetup will be going under any minute now.
Did we not talk about that?
No, we never talked about that.
2-3 months ago? Yeah. Oops.
How do you buy another company when you're $18 billion in mother of God?
No, in rent debts, not just in debt. And they're bleeding. Apparently, they're bleeding cash from the butthole. Like that. That's
not
weirdest
cash.
way of.
It's not cash.
It's the worst kind of Ebola.
Get that checked out.
Yeah, you should probably have that looked at. Guys, so we've been waiting for this to happen. I love that this is finally happening. Movie Pass. The business model of for $10 a month, you could get unlimited movie tickets
for movies that cost $10.
For movies that cost $10 each, apparently was not fruitful for Movie Pass because now they're getting rid of their unlimited pass option. It's gone, and you might be able to get 4 tickets a month.
What would be what would be the price that would make you say I'm going to buy it? Obviously, 10's too cheap. There's that lemonade stand law of averages, right, in Economics 101.
Well, like I said,
where it becomes
so like it depends. Honestly, I'm different because I friggin' hate movie theaters.
Well, I took my kid to Infinity War Sunday. We'll talk about that in a minute. I think I got matinee. It was like $7.50.
Right.
If I go sit in the fancy like recliner seat, it's like $11-12.
Right.
I go to see a movie only if it's Star Wars, DC, Marvel. These days.
Well, and dude, honestly, for me, it's usually just Star Wars. I mean, like if I go, I cannot tell you 2 months in a row that I've gone to a movie.
No, God, no.
It's yeah.
Well, now we will. So for Infinity
me,
and Solo, we will.
Oh yeah.
But MoviePass says that 88% of their subscribers watch 2 to 3 movies a month, which in that case, it's still worth it at $10.
Right.
Not for them.
If you go to 2 movies,
but so that's the thing. It's not that it's not worth it to you, dude. For me as a consumer, again, it's leasing. You put me in a car that I can't afford. It makes perfect sense to me. Don't understand why the hell the companies do it. This, yeah, dude, you're going to tell me I can go see a movie every day for $10 and I'm one of those incel assholes that can't get laid and claim that it's everybody else's fault and I'm going to go sit in a movie theater every single day of my life for 30 days.
For that tie-in.
Oh, absolutely. It was going to happen. For $10? Yeah, dude, I'm there every day. Makes horrible business sense for Movie Pass.
It's a great place to pick up women, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Sorry.
I mean, the business model is the gym business model. You hope everyone signs up in January and that doesn't go all year.
Exactly. Dude, we still, we missed the boat again this year. Next year, we're opening. We're doing it. We're buying a building and we're opening Resolutions. And it's a gym from January 1 to January 31. And then February 1, it converts to a bar.
As it should. I'm sure there's a few out of business gyms that would be.
I'm sure we could do it.
On the bar stools are old bikes, like
absolutely
treadmills. I gotta walk when I drink my beer. This place sucks.
It's a stationary pedal pub, Bob.
Right.
It's an artisanal stationary pedal pub. That's how we sell that.
Reconditioned.
That's right. It's reclaimed.
Reclaimed.
But no, it's like I said, dude. Like I said, it makes perfect sense to a consumer. It makes absolutely zero sense from the business perspective. I don't get it. Like it's never made sense. And you knew that they were hoping that like movie theaters would go, oh, well, we're getting more business from you, so we'll go ahead and give you some more money. Nope. Thanks for increasing our profit margin. Sucks to be you. When you go away, we'll go right back to where we were.
Well, not only that, like it was, we both got 2 small pops and 2 small popcorns, and that was $30.
Oh my God.
I could have got a fillet for that. Like, jeez.
It's ridiculous.
I don't mind. It's, go to the movies that don't go that much, but like, no wonder why people bring in, golden corral bags full of food. In those
no,
places.
dude, that's what made me laugh. So, I'm sure we're going to talk about Infinity War in a sec, but when I took the kids Friday night, dude, I saw so many people that were there with like Ziploc bags, paper bags, and whatever. And what they were doing is like they'd get there because popcorns are free refills. They would go get like a bag of popcorn from the concession stand, dump it into whatever bag they had brought, put whatever. Because I mean, apparently you can Iron Chef your popcorn now at a movie theater, and then they would go back and get a refill because the refill's free, and then they would dump that into like bag number 2 and secondary Iron Chef that bag.
Well, because halfway through you run out of butter and it sucks.
Or you want your sweet flavored popcorn after you have your cheese flavored popcorn.
That's a thing.
Chicago mix.
Yeah,
come on.
Not
all the
same
sprinkles you can put on it.
Whatever happened to popcorn flavored popcorn?
Beer flavored beer,
So,
popcorn flavored popcorn.
Let's dive into Infinity War. No
shall we?
spoilers. No spoilers. We're not going to ruin it for nobody.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Shut up, Randy. The one thing that gets me about this movie, the only comment that I'm going to make about it, is it's amazing to me how fandom runs how people like or dislike things. And I'll explain. The same things that people hated Justice League and Last Jedi over.
And Ragnarok.
They're glowing and loving Infinity War, and they did the exact same things.
Yeah.
almost to a T,
and
almost where they were taking from other movies. But like for some reason now it's like, oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, no. So let's be clear. I have not seen. I did not see Civil War. I did not see Spider-Man: Homecoming. I did not see Iron Man 3. I did not see Black Panther.
Randy sitting here holding his face.
I have not seen a bunch of these movies. I walked into Infinity War and was totally fine. There was no need for me to see it because everything that I needed to pick up, I picked up through inference.
No lie though, it was pretty close to one of the perfect movies. I walked into it really afraid that it was going to be too much, too many characters, too much crap going on. It's going to be the whole movie's going to be 2 hours of that circle fight with 30,000 parademons and like 8 Avengers in the middle and like punch. But it's
CGI punching CGI.
Yes. But it wasn't. It was well written. It was I don't know.
But I will, and again, I'll avoid spoilers, but I will say this.
I had to Google the Easter egg at the very end after the credits. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Why?
I didn't know the. I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone, but I didn't know what that reference was to.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. But what's made me laugh more than anything else is everybody's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sad that me dies." Like, okay, we all know there's death that happens. Clearly, you people do not understand two things. One, how comic book universes and movies work. Two, and you were not paying attention to the movie. Cause one of the little things on the Infinity Gauntlet controls time. Guess what's going to happen in part 2? Guess. You want to guess what's going to happen in part 2?
Don't spoil part 2 in 2021 for
people. Part 2 is May 3rd, 2019. But between now and then, we get Ant-Man and the Wasp, who were missing from the movie. And
spoiler alert!
Were they really missing? Were they?
They've been so small we couldn't see them.
Exactly. Exactly.
There are no small roles, just small actors.
Captain Marvel in March of 2019. So Ant-Man and the Wasp in July, Captain Marvel in March. So we still get our Marvel fix.
Seriously, South Park, if you haven't watched how they have, like, Netflix, you're greenlighted.
Oh, dude, that entire episode was amazing.
How they have the whole entire
They had the whole track
Marvel
of the backstories and that was just...
You get your origin story here, and everybody's complaining they don't get their own movie.
And I was honestly, like, one of the best parts of the movie for me was the new Solo trailer. Dude, we'll be there opening night. You know damn well and good we will.
Duh. Seriously, we're gonna we pretty much have 3 movies we're gonna see every year for the rest of our lives.
Star Wars,
a
Marvel.
DC and a Marvel movie, or 2 Marvel and a DC movie.
Yeah.
And I'm totally happy with it.
So basically, Disney and DC.
Right. I'm completely and totally happy with it. The one thing I am sad about though is that Star Wars at Disney is not going to open until 2019, and I have to take my kid this year, and I'm sad that it's not going to be there.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to look over the fence and I'm going to go, open up the doors.
I want it. I know that's the only thing that's stopping me from going this year is that's hitting next year, and
we'll go again.
Yeah, it's going to be a thing.
Can we talk about the stupidest story this week?
Please.
So apparently kids are having difficulty reading something that is very ubiquitous and is all around the world in every classroom. It may tick. Kids can't read analog clocks anymore.
Is that true?
I'm declaring shenanigans.
This is out of the United Kingdom, and apparently like several schools are removing the analog clocks from the rooms because kids in 9th, 10th,
they said in exam
grade,
halls only.
That stresses them out because they can't figure out how to read the damn thing. You don't think it's true?
No. I don't know that they can't read it. It just takes a little extra time during an exam where them not immediately knowing the time causes them extra stress.
And I think it taunts them with the clicking, and it's staring at you, and it's big hands. Running out of time. That stresses you out though, as a human being, like for real though.
Well, it's like,
but they're actually physically removing the clocks. So this is a thing.
Physically removing the clocks. Yes. Yeah. And apparently, also kids are having difficulty holding pens and pencils because all they do is serious. That was a pediatric doctor in the UK is quoted saying that they can't do it because of excessive use of technology. Is this just us being old, or is this like...
So hold on. My 4-year-old's in preschool.
I want to rant so hard right now.
Hold on. My 4-year-old's in preschool. And pretty much every time she walks in,
preschool.
Yeah, it's like 3-year-old preschool.
So daycare.
PPK.
No, it's actual preschool. It's Avondale preschool.
Avondale.
Whatever. Shut up.
What does one learn in preschool?
How not to shit your pants. That's. But she has to walk in, and
so when are you going?
No, but she has to walk in and basically hang up her stuff and write your name in the book. Like every day you have to write your name in the book. And they basically show the parents like at the end how they've improved on their writing. But then they also have a globe. They have to like point out where they are. So, I mean, they're teaching this stuff in age 3, 4, and 5. I don't quite understand where the disconnect is if the UK learning system isn't using pens, if they're giving everyone iPads at preschool, or they're not, the clocks is an issue. Like, again, where's the disconnect? I don't get it.
Well, like everyone's pushing for laptops in rooms, like Google and the Google Education Initiative.
Well, yeah, they're all paying for it.
Just do iPads, and then you can use the Apple Pencil with the iPads, and then they're still at least holding something familiar and learning to write still.
Again, I don't. To me, it boggles my mind, especially with 3 kids in school. Oh, and by the way, we were. I think we're just going to wait for the day or count the days. We're mad at Facebook right now, right? For giving
for all the things.
You've deleted your Facebook account.
Right? I
right?
have.
Oh,
yeah.
everybody did.
Yeah, me
you
too.
know, yeah, because we gave them the data, and how dare you give it to someone else?
I do love the fact that they admitted they did not read the terms of service.
For the 89 million.
Yeah. That just proves that no one reads terms.
No
of
one reads
services.
the TOS.
That's a new thing with GDPR rolling out in Europe. They have to have informed consent from the users. So
goddamn public relations,
general data protection regulations,
which apparently we'll be getting into in the next segment with our friends at
apparently yes.
at Merit.
Just showed me GDPR on her piece of paper. But informed consent means that you can't just throw 60,000 words of terms of service at them and expect them to agree to it. They have to know exactly what's in there, like simple summary.
So informed consent's like when you call a call center and says, just so you know, your call may be monitored or recorded for quality and training, right? That's informed consent.
You have to agree to it as well.
So if you agree, press 1.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
So yeah, terms of service have to be simplified for Europe. So hopefully a lot of this will shift over to the Americas, which
I'd love a cup of tea, Ribbon. Is that what I need now?
No,
Yes, I would
consent.
love a cup.
But if you think
those things are coming to the U.S. because my inbox has been flooded with terms of service updates in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, but if you think that
Hopefully.
Facebook has
down the wrong throat.
but if you think Facebook's got a lot of data on you, Google,
Dude, this was nuts.
every 2 weeks, Google generates
a
enough,
minute bull.
basically 7 feet, 7 feet and 9 inches of paper every 2 weeks of you
That's
on paper.
crazy.
So one reporter said that he basically asked for his internet history over the last 12 months and received 569,555 pages of A4 paper. Basically everywhere he's been, how he got there, whether or not he walked or drove, the Google searches he made on the way, what restaurants he ate at, a funeral home he went to, basically everywhere, everything he did for the last year had been stored on paper, including, he claims, what he had done in incognito mode.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which isn't incognito.
Which means we're all screwed.
It's the feel-good version of your browser.
I don't use Google.
It doesn't mean they don't.
They have less information on me. I'm not going to say they have no
You
information
don't use
on me,
Google
but they have
Maps?
less. I don't.
Gmail?
I don't.
They have everything on me. All of it. I'm Google.
I'm okay with it.
And I search with Bing.
Oh, so you're the one.
Yeah, I was going to say. You and 3 other people.
You probably also own a Zune too, don't you?
Oh.
We are not getting out of here without talking about the RoboCop statue that is finally going to land spring of 2018.
Allegedly.
2019, excuse me, allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't believe it.
I'm hoping that that's going to be a real
Is it going
thing.
next to Joe Louis, or is it going at the
They
home?
did not announce where it's going to be.
It needs to go at home plate at Tiger Stadium with the new
with the new
PAL Stadium.
Police, yeah.
That's like if you want to. So it's going to be like basically it's going to be the bronze Fonz of Detroit,
The bronzy.
right? Where everybody goes and takes a selfie with it.
Of course it is.
You know,
That's all it's ever supposed to have been.
right? No, the weird one for me, like being a gamer, a law came out in Belgium, and I don't know if it's going to extend outside of Europe or come here, but really what they call loot boxes.
Yeah, Loot Crate.
No, this is loot boxes like in Battlefront 2, where you like when you gain loot
yeah.
boxes, and it's like then it goes bling bling bling, and you get like, hey, I got this guy's armor and I got this gun. Right, they consider that gambling and made it illegal. So gaming companies have to restructure their code for their basically the add-ons.
Sorry, you can't play our game in Belgium.
Exactly.
That's how I would answer that.
Right.
Do you have to pay for the loot boxes? I'm not familiar. I play no games.
No. I do. I kill 100 people with a certain rifle and I gain another rifle. But there's some that are for chance. Like if you win a battle, you gain a couple loot boxes. And then it could be new armor. It could be Kylo Ren unlocked. It could be, right, like.
So you're saying you spend no money on it and
zero money.
By chance get something cool.
Yep.
How is it gambling?
They consider it gambling because you're getting this it's for chance. You're not getting the TK-421 rifle.
Oh, Belgium, wherefore art
You're
thou?
getting a box. You know, I
stuck to
thought
waffles and frites. I mean,
I know.
come on.
I thought it was bizarre as hell. Like, you consider that gambling?
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
But a judge upheld it, so like I said, I wonder how widespread that's going to get.
But I'm sorry, to me, dude, and I realize this is going to get me pulled over for the next 80 years, and I don't care. Michigan State Police, you are retarded. You are functionally retarded, and I hope you were listening to every word that I say. Because here's the thing. What happens if you come to a four-way intersection and the lights are out?
You treat it like a four-way
stop.
Now you do.
According to the Michigan State Police, that's not the answer. The answer is the throughway that has the higher level of traffic has the right of way.
No.
So you are supposed to approach a four-way stop, gauge the level of traffic on the crossing road and your road, and figure out which throughway has the right of way.
Then no one stops.
And it's chaos, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Pull me over for that.
Luckily, that's how it was. But
they finally passed.
Finally.
They finally passed a law.
No, the last ice storm, I had like 4 of them on the way home once, and I just stopped, let someone else through, and
that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, go
It's
figure.
a four-way stop, yeah. But the Michigan State Police were tweeting out that that's not what you're supposed to do because they're idiots. Because they are.
Speaking of idiots, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be coming back with the team from Merritt, Pierrette, and Jason Brown.
You want to take a step back and try that again?
I totally did it on purpose.
Let's not insult our.
I totally did it on purpose. I'm being funny.
Bob's bad segues.
This is the IT in the D Show.
And we'll be right back.
IT in the D. Read. Meet. Listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hey, this is John Schneider from Nip Tuck Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, Dr. Quinn, hot in Cleveland. Secret Life of the American Teenager and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. It's the IT in the D show.
ITinthed.com.
Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is segment 2, episode 245 of the one and only IT in the D Show, broadcasting live here in Studio One in Podcast Detroit. Beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy hanging out with Dave the Geek.
Yeah, that's right. We said Podcast Detroit in Royal Oak, Michigan. Come at me, bro.
Nuri, the FNG's in the house. As is Randy. I do the Twitter's Walker. Find us online, itinthed.com, where you will find all the things.
Why?
Because it's there.
Because we're IT in the D.
Oh,
way to pick up one line now. But no, it's not funny.
No, because we're IT in the D, and
it's not.
We're IT in the D, and you.
Yeah, you killed it. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. Give it a burial, Dad.
Fine.
Put the cat scratching over it in the cat box. It's
fine.
Speaking of cats and cat boxes, hey.
No, it's not time for bad segue. This segment, we are joined by our longtime friends, multiple offenders. We got Jason Brown in the house. He is the Chief Information Security Officer at Merritt Networks. Also, we have Pierrette Dag.
I feel like we need to do like the Steve Martin Saturday Night Live jacket for people that make 5 appearances on our show. I feel like we need to make that
We
happen.
never gave him a gift bag or anything with like swag in it. We should make that a
He's
thing.
probably the only janitor you've had on.
That's true.
Right, no.
Yeah.
Maybe a $500 gift card from, what's that company that does?
The Falling on Beer Company?
Ah.
From Red Wing Shoes?
As long as it's not Roto-Rooter, it's fine, you know.
Hey, every now and then you need them.
It's a funny story. Roto-Rooter, their IT department, their security department, they actually spun off and created an IT security reseller down in Cincinnati.
What's it called?
Cadre.
Oh, that's not nearly the cool as a name as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, but it was like they're talking about. They were like we were the Roto-Rooter.
What'd you think it was
IT department?
Router Rooter.
Oh, boo.
or Linux router, or right. Yeah.
I think a router router would be amazing.
But hey, for those that not in the know, I guess give a quick explanation of what Merit is, and then let's jump into some of the stuff and topics going on.
Awesome. So Merit's a research and education network. You probably know us best because we kind of paved the way for the commercial internet as you know it today. So
wait, you're Al Gore?
Smart ass. So no, the first computer
Employee
to computer
number
connections.
5.
Right.
Yeah. We're done by Merit right now. We're a nonprofit member organization. We're governed by Michigan's public universities, and we own and operate 4,000 miles of fiber optic infrastructure throughout the state. So basically, we provide networking, security, and community services to other nonprofits in the state of Michigan. And then we also own and operate the Michigan Cyber Range, which is the nation's largest unclassified private training cloud in the U.S. So on that, you can use to teach cybersecurity certifications. So we offer more than 42 certs. You can use it for workforce development, training, incident response. And then you can also use it for penetration testing, any kind of like product demonstrations and things like that.
Yeah, that you guys have grown that exponentially year after year. Every time I've seen the Michigan Cyber Range, it's becoming this absolute behemoth, and it's hats off to you guys. It's awesome work you guys are doing with that.
Yeah, we now have many hubs. So we've got a presence. We've worked with 22 different states and 14 different countries. So we do a lot of exercises for things like the National Guard. We'll do capture the flag competitions and things like that for people from all over the world. We'll actually all come in and play capture the flag, which we'll talk about a little later because we'll be at Penguicon doing one of those.
Yes, you will.
We will be.
Wait, what's Penguicon?
Yeah, what is that again?
It's an annual science fiction and technology convention with more than 1,600 attendees held in Southfield, Michigan this weekend.
So very specifically with that, capture the flag, we call it CTF because we're cool. Basically, that covers the entire spectrum of cybersecurity.
That's only one syllable shorter. Why bother shortening it?
Everything needs an acronym, Randy. Come on.
Don't ask me. I'm in marketing.
Randy's new blog entry, CTF, WTF.
Right.
So we do stuff from like Python scripting, web application hijacking, SCADA networks, reverse engineering. Basically, everybody that participates uses open source tools to fire off live attacks on our network systems. So it's entirely self-paced.
Well, honestly, that was one of the really cool things about it when you guys were talking about it was it's for all ranges. From like, hey, I just kind of learned what hacking was and I want to play, to hi, I'm Johnny Christmas and I'm going to own you.
It's amazing. So the environment we've created, this 3D virtual world that basically features all sorts of different environments like SCADA. We have a private business. We have a school. We have a healthcare system. So everybody tries to hack different parts of the system and take them over. But because of the way that it's scaled in our environment, my participation does not hinder yours or anybody else's. So you and I playing against each other, we're both trying to capture the most places inside of this virtual world, but we're not going to compete against each other.
So it doesn't matter, say, like if I'm attacking the power plant and you decide you want to attack the power plant too.
Correct.
So basically everyone gets their own instance.
They do.
Wow.
So, basically
that just got so much cooler.
Yeah, everybody can play from any location in the world.
Because like in my head, I was picturing Johnny, just being a jerk at Penguicon.
I just watched Hackers the movie again last week, and it's like crash and burn.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You kicked me out of the video system.
That's the most romantic movie of all time.
Have you seen the remastered version?
Oh my god,
yes,
it's so good.
It's almost as good as Morticia and Gomez. Like that is the crash and burn. That is the most epic romance of all time.
No, and the worst, we're totally going off topic, but no, I've literally forced people to watch that movie to understand what it's like in my head, because there's that one scene where like he's going after and code is flying. I'm like, that's what it's like.
Wachowski brothers camera going around you too at the same time.
That's
time.
Dude, that's what my brain is like when I'm working on stuff.
And you're listening to Prodigy, right?
No, I usually am. No, but like Bob mocks me how I get like totally zoned out when I'm into something. It's not my fault.
Now
I'm
you
a
get
victim.
zoned out, your ears turn off.
Dude, that's not my fault. I'm a victim. It's how my brain works.
It's because you forgot to read how to read a digital clock.
That's why I could, and use a pencil.
Yes.
So going,
Yeah.
Anybody's participation does not hinder the others as far as achieving a challenge goes. And the other really cool thing is that we've got this 3D virtual world as an accompaniment. There's a live scoreboard. What we're looking for with this, so we're running this at Penguicon. We're looking for people that have basic computer skills. You really should have familiarity with basic command lines, understanding of IP addressing, DNS, problem solving, and those kinds of things. However, if not, we have short play modules. We have basic trivia for people that just want to get in and look at the environment, things like that. So
This is a live scoreboard. So like there's something up on a screen while this is going on?
A giant screen, yes. And live updates from everybody. You can see who's winning and losing.
Whenever the capture flag's going on, I guess I'm doing the speaking or the panels by myself now. Apparently,
it's running almost all weekend, and I was hesitant to sign up for it because I'm like, I am not a hacker, but I have all these basic abilities.
All right, so you're looking at me, and I was able to score points on this thing. So if I can do it, you can do it, right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, if Perrette can score.
Yeah.
Score at Penguicon.
Yes. I think anybody could score it.
Hey!
So if you're interested, you can either through the Penguicon website, you can actually sign up for Capture the Flag through there, or we are taking walk-in registrants as well. There's a limited number of seats, but we do have a few of them left. So if you're interested, I would suggest right when you walk into Penguicon, when you're at registration or, just walking in immediately, go ahead and reserve your spot just to make sure you get in.
We have a full computer lab this year with, I think there are 40-something laptops in that room, and that room is basically set up that way the entire weekend.
It is. And then we also we have the ability to do BYOD too. So if anybody brings a laptop, you're more comfortable working on your own machine. I would actually suggest that over the...
Oh, sweet.
Damn it.
May or may not have hard drives in them right now.
My computer may or may not have toys. Damn it. All right, fine. I might have to play.
You totally should.
It's a thing.
See if you can. I'm sure you'll score better than I did.
God, I would hope so. No, so that's awesome. I mean, there really is like one of the really cool things about this is, like I said, I mean, it is end to end. Like it's for people that don't know anything.
It is.
Or at least, know a little, they know enough to be dangerous, to like the people that are like really serious about it, because the challenges scale.
It totally is. And actually for people who may not know as much as everybody else does.
Well, and it's called Alphaville. So is like Forever Young playing on the speakers like the entire time, or?
Oh, I wish.
No, but we will add that as a feature request.
I wish. Merit does offer a lot of different versions of this. So at Penguicon, we're assuming that most of the people that come are going to be a little bit more familiar than non-technical people with things like DNS and command lines, and right. But Merit does offer everything from, we have a workshop called Musketeer. So that's, you've never been in this environment before at all. So we're going to walk you every single step of the way. We have things that are guided capture the flag. So we'll have somebody there that's kind of just giving you hints, but won't, we'll point you in the right direction, but not give you the exact answers. Merit really does offer the entire spectrum of these things. I know we've been on here before talking about the Governor's High School Cyber Challenge, which we'll be running again in October. So we'll actually be we'll be here again very soon to talk about that. But we offer a version of this for everybody from, freshmen of high school all the way through veterans, job retraining, workforce redevelopment. So the Capture the Flag will scale from very, very young, new professionals all the way to people in their 60s, 70s.
That's so cool.
Yeah, looking at the schedule, you guys start at 10 a.m. on Saturday and run
do.
every hour all the way through 6 p.m.
Yes.
It's pretty crazy.
And we also offer this Capture the Flag at we offer this as training for other organizations too. So if you wanted to have your own Capture the Flag, if you wanted to host it at your event, if you, because it's remote and accessible from anywhere on the globe, wanted to tap into the Michigan Cyber Range to do this, we're actually able to do that for anybody anywhere on the planet.
Oh, see, Bob, we bring the pink slip party back, and it's job auditions.
Oh, like Glengarry Glen Ross. Winner gets a job, loser
drinks it for closers.
Second place gets out with steak knives. Third one gets fired. Yeah,
that's not the worst idea.
No, it's not. I like it.
That'd be kind of cool.
That was from the Social Network movie.
Yeah, it
Was it?
was. Yes.
Oh,
Totally. They had auditions, and they're like, whoever got the code got to work for Facebook, or whoever got to capture the flag.
I was thinking
Whoever screwed up got
swordfish,
a shot.
bars.
Yeah, they were all drinking. Yeah. Anyway. So transitioning over to Jason, I mean, as the CISO of Merit, I mean, is your job's obviously to stay on top of threats and what's going on. I mean, what's, not to give you a softball or anything, but what's top of mind these days? Is it insider threat? Is it outside? Is it a mixture?
It's a mixture of both. But primarily, what we've been seeing, is a lot of state nation hackers coming in and attacking, not only the United States, but the UK. I'm sure everybody's familiar with what happened back a few months ago where a Russian spy was poisoned along with his daughter. Then a couple of weeks later, it was followed up with unknown hackers that went against the routers and switches within the Russian country and attacked particular piece of software for configuring the routers and switches. And they actually dumped the configs and turned around and created a banner that said, "Stop messing with our elections," and then created an American flag underneath it. So now we're starting to see retaliations against libraries, universities, internet service providers, you name it, even household routers and cable modems and things like that. Where
Is it more for bragging rights now than ransomware?
Oh yeah.
Or is it still okay?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're trying to take this type of equipment over to take down critical infrastructure, because basically, anymore, can we live
because
without
libraries are critical infrastructure these days.
Well, no, you'll actually find that smaller organizations, mid to small size organizations, are actually targets more often than large scale.
Because they're more vulnerable.
Exactly. They're more vulnerable, and those smaller organizations can't really afford the security personnel.
Well, no, you look at the Target breach. It didn't come because of Target. It came because the point of sale vendor.
Exactly.
I mean, it's you find the weakest link in the chain, and that's where you go.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So as a small or mid-sized organization, Jason talked a little bit about, particularly, I don't want to say, but particularly Russia. That's where a lot of these hacks for the smaller and mid-sized businesses are coming from. Jason did develop a list of 3 or 4 easy things that people can do to just protect their business and their organization. So I don't know if you want to share some of those.
Yeah, just turn everything off and
go off the grid.
That's right. The most secure computer is the one that is unplugged.
Exactly.
Or air gapped.
Right.
Did you just talk yourself out of a job?
Yes.
Damn it.
Do you want my job?
No.
Chief janitorial officer is up for grabs. So, a couple of things that you can really do is change all your system defaults, change your passwords, change your SNMP strings.
God, we talked about that last week where like 87% of all routers on the internet have the default config sitting there.
Oh, yeah. When I run workshops for security on a shoestring, I go through a complete section of most commonly used passwords. So we start to look at the LinkedIn breach back in, I think it was 2014.
Right.
And line that up with the breach of all of the other organizations that happened during that year. And the top password was 123456.
Right. Well, and honestly, so like that's the thing we've talked about on the show a number of times, that it's like, this is the part that I don't think people get. And this is why a lot of the hacks get glossed over. It's not the Target breach. It's not the, what the hell was the cheaters website?
Ashley Madison.
Yeah, Ashley Madison breach. It's not the
He answered that one quickly.
Just because I know it,
because
it's
your job to know.
Yeah,
no, so
I kid you not. My wife looked it up as soon as it hit the airwaves. And she said, "Oh, I can look up somebody's email address." And she plugged my email address in there, and she's like, "Oh, thank God!"
And we talked about that on the show.
You don't know, honey, but I have a Hotmail for that particular.
Right? No, we talked about it on the show where like 2 weeks after the breach, they were like, "Oh, we've had an 800% spike in female users." Of course, it's all the wives looking for their husbands, jackass.
Exactly.
But no, it's like it's not those individual breaches that matter. It's what happens with that data in the aggregate, because dude, that's the gold mine. It's all of that data getting compiled into one massive database that, oh, here's this email address from Target.com. Here's this email address from AshleyMadison.com. Here's this email address from LinkedIn. Now we have all that much more info about you, and that's a much more valuable thing for somebody to sell.
Well, just this week, one of the stories was about an exposed Amazon S3 instance containing profile data, and they had basically aggregated Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter into like one giant profile on people. And that's a corporation.
Yeah.
Corporation does that. So, I mean, these hackers.
And they're usually behind the times when it comes to what the black hats are doing. Absolutely.
The other thing you have to be really careful about is IoT. So Jason and I,
Bob,
were on the news a few times, and Jason wrote a few news articles just with the IoT and all of the default passwords. If somebody can get into your Nest or your Ring or anything like that, what they can do is they can jump through your home's Wi-Fi from device to device to device. So nobody cares about getting into your refrigerator. They care about getting into your bank account.
Yep.
But if you don't change any of your system default passwords, they can jump into one and move from there to what your baby monitors, your home security system, all of those things. And tell them a little bit about when we did the live demo. You saw, what did we see when we...
Sure. So there's a website called Shodan, which is the equivalent to Google, but it's for picking up IoT devices and
everybody's Googling that right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shodan.io. There you go. What you're able to do is do a couple of different search queries and pull up internet connected video cameras. And
we talked about that site.
And we were able to pull up, malls in Mexico. It was really creepy, but there was a video shot of a woman sleeping in her bed. And I don't understand why there was a video camera pointed at her specifically, but we didn't go to air with that one. But
no, because that's the site that people found was the origin of the whole creepy baby monitor thing.
Exactly.
That's absolutely where that came from.
Exactly. Yep.
I don't. Yeah, like stuff like that amazes me that people don't take. Well, and we talked about this. Like a lot of people just don't know. It's kind of the ivory tower syndrome. It's second nature to us. But it's typical Joe and Mary that go out and, oh yeah, I want to be able to, look at my baby when I'm sitting at the office. Don't get that you're punching a hole through your firewall to get that cam out there. And if you leave everything default, it's open and accessible to anyone.
Is that an episode of Black Mirror?
Yes.
Probably.
Oh,
yes.
You begin to run into the problem that you don't know what you don't know. And
right.
You don't know what to look up, and you don't know what to ask for those types of questions.
Yeah, you don't, because the 60,000 word EULA. Yeah.
Exactly. It's the TLDR. Too long, didn't read. You know what I mean?
Like terms and conditions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
God, mother of God.
Yeah, I remember when I was at Walsh that one time when they were showing off their data security practice. And they had that website up when they were showing everybody's like baby. I'm like, I didn't even want to look at the screen. I'm like, oh my God, that's creepy. What?
But for real.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty interesting. Last year at our Security Day and MCR Con, which is going to happen in November, on November 13th this year, we had Chris Roberts, a speaker, talk about how he's from the UK. And a lot of the UK's train systems, their government train systems, were relying on default passwords. Oh. So he was actually able to log in and reroute the state-run, the country-run
supposedly.
Trains.
Allegedly.
And may or may not
Bob was able to do this.
The guy in Russia that basically got, I think maybe like 4 weeks ago we talked about this story. The guy in Russia that was able to get like the free train rides because everything was set to like password, password. But whatever.
I know you speak Russian.
But no, so like they took him to court. They were trying to convict him of hacking, and thank God, apparently Russian judges are far more like literate than our judges are. They were like, Are you stupid? Like your password was password? No, that's not hacking. That's you being an idiot.
So there are a few ways that the EU is a little bit more advanced as far as like that, a little bit more literate. They're also a little bit more concerned with privacy, perhaps over there than here.
I feel like we were going to segue from GDPR.
Yeah. So
and we forgot to say. Shut up, Randy, when we were talking about it earlier, because Perret's going to talk about it.
I'm just glad that's no longer me. I'm so glad there's someone else here to be.
So GDPR is the European Union General Data Protection Regulation. And I didn't say that as eloquently, but I'll try next time.
You did well.
And that goes into effect May 25th. So basically what that does is it provides expanded protections for personal information of anybody that currently resides in the EU. So I'm going to let Jason tell you just a little bit about what that means, because it's any organization that's collecting, processing, or maintaining any kind of data for people in the EU, even if they happen to live in the United States. If they're an EU citizen, it counts if you're a foreign national living in the EU. And any organization that fails to comply could face really significant penalties and fines. And this is everything from, higher ed is really facing a lot of issues with that just because of financial aid and the PII that's associated with that. But it extends as far as like social media, Twitter, Facebook. There's really no organization or industry that this isn't going to apply to, and it seems like there's this European Union mandate, but not everybody really has the answer, the framework, or the path to get there.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any more eloquently than what she did, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
One of the crazy things about GDPR is the fines associated with it. It's 20 million euros or 4% of your previous year's income, whichever is higher.
Oh shit!
Which equals out to be $24 million US.
Like,
and they come out to be
per instance,
per incident.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
And it comes out to be as minuscule as if you're collecting IP addresses from users from the EU, if you're placing cookies within the web browser of EU citizens that are accessing your website. So now I'm sure everybody has noticed.
Oh my God, I don't always shop for things on Amazon, but when I do, there's an ad waiting for me when I load Facebook.
Exactly.
Can we just have this conversation?
So now you'll start to see pop-ups, and I'm sure a lot of us have started to see this, where it says, hey, we use cookies. Please go ahead and click OK. We're going to place a cookie on your your web browser. And it becomes it's that it becomes to that point to where collecting data on EU citizens is becoming, from their standpoint, that important to them. And in fact, with all of the different countries within the EU, they all have different stipulations on how they interpret the GDPR law. So you could, in fact, have a data privacy officer here within the U.S., but they also recommend having a data privacy officer in the European Union, depending upon which country you do business with, mainly over in the EU.
So at what point in time does a U.S. company just go, you know what, screw you, we're blocking .eu?
Yeah.
Like that we're not dealing with it.
Well, could you do that if you have think about all the college students that are here, just going to school, who are citizens of the EU.
Sorry, then waive that right if you want to opt in.
Basically, so a couple weeks ago I went to RSA, and they had a 4-hour seminar on just the GDPR portion of it.
Wow.
When I
I'm sure it was truly riveting content.
Oh my goodness. It was so good I fell asleep.
Stop it, because I'm about to promote your webinar.
Damn it.
It was rad.
But it probably won't be 4 hours long.
No. And Jason's way more entertaining, I promise.
Only when I've had, something to drink. So basically, when I asked the question.
So you should do your webinar from here, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah. As long as Bob doesn't spill his beer again. I mean, too soon?
Yeah, too soon. Way too soon.
I still love you.
I'm still mourning.
His
sorry.
chair is still wet.
He didn't pee his pants. It's just the beer.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm just sweating.
So basically, I stood up and I asked the question. It was like, from a higher ed perspective, if I have a student from the European Union that wants to submit their application to become a student to my university, am I subjected to GDPR? And they said yes. Regardless of whether I have any kind of footprint within the European Union whatsoever, I am now subjected to GDPR because of the fact that I now have PII data from an applicant who submitted the application.
Just from a student applying.
So at what point though is that not like, I guess the only parallel is like extradition law? Like, okay, so I commit a heinous act here in the United States. I hop down to Colombia, that doesn't have an extradition treaty with the U.S. So my acts here don't matter there. Like, dude, I get it. You're an EU citizen. That's great. But you are choosing and making the conscious choice to interact with a U.S. organization. There should be a gap there.
Pretty much. And
that's the worst answer ever.
And and I followed that up with, okay, so I am an American company. I have no footprint anywhere else throughout the world.
Right.
How dare you impose some type of European...
I'm U of M, and someone from England wants to come to my school, and now I got to deal with your crap.
It's so funny that you mentioned U of M and other people coming in. So on May 4th, we're actually doing a webinar, and it's going to be specifically higher ed targeted, but the implications of this will fall out to every other business. So the University of Michigan, Saul Berman, who is right now the University Privacy Officer, and he's the interim UM Chief Information Security Officer. Jason, of course, will be on the webinar. We have Joanna Grama, who is the Director of Cybersecurity at EDUCAUSE, and David Grimm, who's the Associate General Counsel of U of M, are all going to band together, and they're going to do this webinar on May 4th. It's going to talk about the comparisons of the EU's approach to privacy versus the US's, and exactly what you're saying. Where does that extradition or, where does that exactly lie? So they're going to talk about that. They're going to provide a more specific legal analysis on GDPR. They're going to look at a high level of compliance, and specifically, this is what's really cool. They're going to walk through exactly what the University of Michigan is doing to comply with this, and they're going to take a much broader look of higher education's path to compliance, and then through EDUCAUSE, they're actually going to provide some additional resources. So, I mean, this is very similar to, the 800.171 and a lot of these DoD, regulations where they give you a regulation and not enough time to meet it.
Right.
But I really feel like, and this is from a very non-legal, non-security expert standpoint, that as long as you can show that you're on a path or you're following a framework or you're working to get there, that's what's important. So we're actually going to do that webinar free of charge for anybody that wants to participate on that.
Very cool.
And we'll also provide recordings to that. So anybody that wants to attend or have any part of that can just email events@merit.edu. And we'll get you the hookup, because they'll answer a lot of those things. And Jason's going to do a one-on-one Q&A with anybody who actually wants to listen after the webinar.
This boggles my mind. I'm just reading further into the act, and it says that you can't transfer personal data to countries outside the European Union unless they guarantee the same level of data protection. That screws up like everyone business model. Like Facebook, you're going to have to regionalize your Facebook data, and Google, and
it's what Safe Harbor was supposed to do. Honestly, this sounds like can spam on steroids. Yeah. It really, really does.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
And it's sad because there is no federal privacy policy. I mean, you've got California that has a privacy policy, you've got HIPAA and some of the other different regulations, but you don't have a United States privacy policy. And we are catching up with the rest of the world on...
Which is sad because we invented it.
I know.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
But you can think
that offends people. Do that whole thing about turning the major root DNS servers, or turning everything over the comment. No, we made it. We paid for it. We own it. Get out. If you don't like it, get out. Create your own internet.
I feel like with a lot of this stuff, you just kind of, because there's no U.S. GDPR or U.S. DPR, a lot of it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. As things come up, as the EU has issues, there will be, trials that set precedent, and then people are going to have to follow them. And the laws and what unfolds afterwards are really going to just kind of be organic and left up to those jurisdiction rulings.
It's going to shape trade policy and corporate
Dude, it's
everything.
crazy.
2D10, you'll be fine.
2D10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus 3 charisma?
I'll give you 2. Yeah. Wait, is that flirting? Were we just flirting?
For geeks, come to my panel.
Exactly. I was like,
Saturday
hey, tell me again how you don't belong at Penguicon.
Ouch. All
I
right.
had absolutely no idea what just happened.
I got humiliated. That's what happened.
Okay.
So, Jason, if you have other security experts that want to talk about this, how can they talk about this with you?
Yeah, so Merit has developed a community of practice called Scope, and it's made up of directors of security, chief information security officers throughout the state of Michigan. And we meet on a quarterly basis. We've tried to keep it down to about 30 people, but we've started to expand it out to allow more people to join in on the group. It's been very well received. We talk about issues offline through email and through different means of communication. But really, the face-to-face interaction has been very helpful and very meaningful for all of the Scope members. And we don't just meet in Ann Arbor. One of the things that I wanted to do was be able to hit the different spots throughout the state of Michigan. So, last week we were in Big Rapids at Fair State University. Before that, we were at Michigan Tech up in the UP. In June, we're going to be at Central Michigan University.
Cool.
So, it's a place to where it's a coping mechanism. I mean, it's being able to pay for a psychologist without actually having to sit on the chair or on the couch and cry yourself through it. So,
That's just you.
I know. And I paid damn well good money for it too. So it's anybody who wants to join, go to merit.edu/scope and go ahead and sign up for it. And we would welcome anybody else who is willing to join the community of practice.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody at, wait for it, Penguicon this weekend.
Is that where they talk about penguins all weekend?
Yeah.
No.
It's Chili Willy. Chili Willy is the official mascot of this
Their
weekend.
little logo's cute. Yeah. Penguicon might also be a really good area. I did want to mention that we're hiring. So if you happen to run into anybody, any software developers.
Oh, there's none. There's none there at all.
No?
Ever. No, none. None.
No.
Java.net,
So no, what we're looking for, we're really looking for some senior, or we could even go with intermediate full stack developers. Most of what we use at Merit is open source technology.
So there's a senior sysadmin panel that you'll probably want to stalk. There's a how not to suck at job search panel that you'll probably want to stalk.
Or just put up a sign at your booth saying we're hiring. We're going to have a line. And that's a lot of our attendees are. They're underemployed. And this is a great thing for both you guys and for our attendees.
For sure.
And we also offer University of Michigan benefits, so you can't knock that at all. Anybody that's interested in that, they can it's on our website. Our newly designed website that won a Hermes Design Award.
It's pronounced Hermes.
Yeah, is it? Is it?
Very cool. Anything else?
There's always more, but I think that's good. You got anything, Jason?
No, I think that's all said.
I would look forward to seeing you guys this weekend in future shows. Always a pleasure having you in studio.
No.
No.
She's like, I made a Dungeons and Dragons joke. I'm out.
We are going to wrap things up for this episode 245. I'd like to thank Jason and Pierrette for hanging out with us. Appreciate the fun talk and the good content. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Molecule, for keeping the lights on. Be sure to check them out as well. On behalf of Bob, Dave, Nuri, and Randy. Do us all a favor. Drink up your drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week. Drive careful. Beat it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women.
Long live Flash. You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. Game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Root.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
Joe on the truth.
Fear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
That analogy sucks because it's right.
Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up.
Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just doing stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Yeah. Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
I love this city.
I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.